Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm showing like an upload. So that's what I've been working on the journeys we are behind the scenes. Yes, as I think a lot of people on Collective Discord will know how much work I've been putting into this, and I've given a sneak peeks. But today we are pretty much going to reveal everything. Well, except the episode, which unfortunately I haven't got the. I've got all the titles now. All the titles are sorted. I also have the teams. I also have the Masters A. I'm just going to plan out other arcs, other episodes, and then after that, I can start writing all the episodes, and it's going to be all animated and everything. And if people are down, I will bring voice acting in. But anyway, let me show you what I've been getting to work on, guys. So as you can see, guys, here are the teams. So for Ash in the rewrite, we got his main original team: Pikachu, Dragonite, Gengar, Lucario, Dragoon, and Surfetch. Then I've given him Rillaboom, and this is called Ash. Actually got Rillaboom. Well, I've got Grookey, and obviously, Grookey is the starter that fits Ash the best. So I've given Ash Rillaboom. Now I've given Ice Cube, is a really interesting Pokemon. Cleaver, which I'll explain that later on, because it will basically link to some of the episodes. And then Espeon, which is Chloe's Eevee. Yes, I took Eevee off of Chloe's team because I've expressed this multiple times. I don't think I've said on the channel, but that Eevee ruined Chloe. So I took it off Chloe and given it to Ash and evolved it into Espeon. Now, in terms of Go's main team, Go has Cinderace, Inteleon, Turtwig, which is a greedy replacement, but it ain't annoying. Marowak, because that's not a big build up on the Cubone catcher, but they've never done anything with Cubone since. So I feel like it's one of Go's main team members. Then we have Sizzle, which of course one of Go's strongest Pokemon, one of his reliable one, and Raichu said because it gives Koga coverage, but also I gave him a Slowking Galar, and that's because Slowking is smart like Go, and also I want to try and give everyone at least one regional form. So then now, in terms of Chloe's got Volton, I've given her Yampa and I've evolved it. Ditto, which is the replacement for Eevee, since they does the exact same thing as Eevee, which is like copying Pokemon and copying moves, but I don't have to wait an arc on it. Alcremie, because Alcremie actually really fits Chloe. Rapidash, because Rapidash is called, the Ponytail that she never caught, that she bonded with. Yeah, it's that Ponytail evolved, then picked up because of that one episode. Then particularly because I think it's the best starter for Chloe, and then Zura, because I think it could be a nice like Pokemon like Eevee. And then in terms of Cam, which like is my OC, which I presume most of you know about. His team is Eevee, Inteleon, Urshifu, Tyranitar, Alakazam, Dracozolt, Volcarona, Corviknight, Damata, and Sneasel. But also he does have a whole history team, which is Typhlosion, Electrode, Sneasler, Cleaver, Gudra, and one other which I cannot remember right now. But yeah, like this, let's just see, this team really counterparts Ash. And then now, let's look into the rivals, right? And make some changes. First, B's team, I had to make some changes. I kept the champ, Graplock, but then I gave a Surface to the Holucha because that could serve as a good rival to Ash's Surface, where if you remember the first fight, right, where Farfetch was to Holucha, that can be replaced with Illusion's Surface, and then when it comes to the rematch in the third round, Surface can get his win and take down her Surface. And then of course Phalanx hit on top of Pangoro just like the original. Then Bead, yes, I've introduced Bead as one active rival. So I feel like Bead has a lot of potential as an Ash rival. And his team is Hatterene, which is going to call Gigantamax, Rapidash, which is the Galar version, Mawile, which I may do Mega with, as you can see in brackets, so I'm not sure yet. Sylveon and Gramble, which I know he done a Gramble in the game, so I hear he only gets 5 psychic space or something. I feel like Gramble is a Pokemon that really suits me, plus so I remember Gramble stays on the British Bulldog, and of course Galar stays on England and Britain as in general. And of course there's Rinto, who obviously has Gallade, which I'm actually giving him a Mega Gallade, Roserade, Salamence, Magmortar, Excellent Absol. So I needed a mix of Gen 4 and Gen 3 Pokemon, which I think suit Winter really well. Then we have Hop. Yeah, I've actually used Hop as earlier in, and his team is Duffball, Cinderace, since Leon's gonna have Rillaboom, Corviknight, Trevenant, Cramorant, Boltund, Snorlax, and Pincurchin. Then we have Nessa. Yes, Nessa is finally been introduced. And Nessa has Gigantamax Dreadnought, Glycopod, Daruscuda, Pelipper, Quagsire, Milotic, and Toxapex. Milotic was actually a Pokemon I added on because Milotic is like a very model-like Pokemon, and Nessa's a model. So yeah, that. Then we have Clara, who has Dustox, and that's because of her hair. She has the Dustox in her hair, so I thought I have to give her one on her anime version. Then we have Drapion, Scolipede, Weezing, Amoonguss. I'm sorry, I had to add on Weezing because I wanted to just add in a poison type for the Isle of Armor. And since you know 4 months before, I just thought I had on Dustox and Amoonguss. And then we have Mustard, who has actually do Rapid Strike, which I should bring up that counts to a single strike. And of course that's G-Max. And then we have Lycanroc, and then we have Luxray, Komodo, Lycanroc Dust Bomb, which I wanted to make it more interesting into the midday I gave him Dust. And then Corviknight. So these teams are the exact same. Then we added the Masters 8 teams, which are Leon with Charizard, which got Gigantamax, Rillaboom, of course, with Gigantamaxes, then Aegislash, Mr. Rhyme, Rhyperior, and Dragapult, which I feel like that's probably the best team gonna have in the real. Then Cynthia's team, of course, she has the Mega Garchomp. There's just Gastrodon, Milotic, Roserade, Glaceon, and Komodo, just like the originals. But then I added on 3 other Pokemon, being Electros, Spiritomb, and Togekiss. I feel like I actually should have, because the big save was not saving my game team, and Electros is there because it's actually a really interesting Pokemon. Then for Steven, we have Mega Metagross, which of course is shiny, Cradily, Aggron, Cardlink, Armaldo, and Skarmory, which is this is a blend of his rematch champion team and all that, and then of course his main champion team. Then for Lance, Gyarados, Dragonite, Charizard, which can Mega Evolve, and I'll explain why soon. Aerodactyl, Kingdra, Hydreigon, and Salamence. So I wanted to do a mix of his Kanto, some of his Kanto Pokemon, but also bring in some new members like Hydreigon, which could hit in the anime, and Salamence. Then Diantha's her team's exact same game team, which is Gardevoir, Gourgeist, Pyranton, Gudra, Warwick, and Hawlucha, which we should see in the episode coming up on Friday. No, not this Friday, in a few weeks. Then we have Flint. Yeah, I saw Flint around. Which he has Infernape, Rapidash, Arcanine, Magmortar, Houndoom, Steelix, and Drifblim. Then Caitlyn, yeah, I actually put in Caitlyn because we didn't know the whole monster before. I thought adding Caitlyn because that way, as she won my titles, she can win that Cynthia. But Caitlyn's team is Gothitelle, Mishana, Sigilyph, Reuniclus, Bondong, Gallade, and Metagross. Then we have Raihan, who of course, who will have basically the same dynamic team in the first team in Duraludon, which goes Gigantamax, Gudra, Sandaconda, and Terminator, Toggle, and Gigalith. So I'm next to the game team and the cause of Iris, who has Haxorus, Dragonite, Escadrille, and Emolga still, but then I gave her a Gigantamax Lapras, because, you know, I still remember not current Master 8, and even in this Master 8, who don't have it, who didn't have a gimmick, so I thought I'd give Iris a Gigantamax Lapras, so she can use Dynamax, and then I gave her Jodagon and Garchomp, and then of course I'll get into the episodes now, guys. So as you can see, yeah, you could all tell by the first bunch episode that everything that I lost was in switched around. So let's get into it. So we have the first 5 episodes the same, which is called Enter Pikachu, Legends Go, Friends Go, Isol's Mysterious Tower, Stand in the Score Bunny, and Mind Dog and Dynamax. But then I moved Flash of the Titans and Carnival West to be episode right after. So then basically we have a massive chunk of Gala episodes in a row, and then I'll start with Expedition Training, Cam vs. Land. I'll explain this one really quick. So, obviously I haven't done the original series really right, but all I'll say is that Cam fails to beat Lance in the Elite Four, and then of course, which forms a rival between the two, but they're actually really good friends as well, and Cam's a big fan of Lance. And his goal in this series is to take down Lance, but then also to become the world's strongest trainer. Then of course Exodus is working my way back to Mew, and then we have the 7 at the Flute Cup, and then we have Finding the Legend, and then I also added Rocky Encounter, because this will be an episode where Cam catches his Tyranitar. Then we have Testing Powers, which is of course Ash's capture of Dragonite. Then we have Nexus, which is Cam's first challenge at the championships, which this will mark Cam's first World Championships match. Then we have Death Friend's Worst Nightmare, which is of course Gengar's debut, and then Rainbow in the Ruins. And then I moved Scorbunny to be a little bit earlier, Scorbunny's Evolution episode will be a little bit earlier. And then we have Chilling Cards, which is called the episode where Ash catches Gengar. Then we have Desolated Combination, which is called Ash's first battle against Viscez. Then we have the Mysterious Ditto. This episode will be the episode where Colin gets Ditto. We don't need to have another closer we round the Ash Go and count a lot more. Then you have Caring for Mystery, which is of course Riolu. Training to the Top, which will be a training episode, but Ash's next episode, which will be against the Grass Expert Milo, which of course is Jim Lee and Milo from the Galar region. And the reason I did this was because, well, you see, we've barely got any Galar characters. We only have Armani, Piers, Hot, Leon, and Raihan mainly, and Opal. That's it. So what I wanted to do, that I actually wanted to add in more Galar characters. So that's what we've done here. Then we have Topping It Out, which is Leon vs. Raihan here. Then we have Sovereign Sobble, which instead of Go catching Sobble, Cam will catch Sobble. The Go will get his own Sobble at a later time. Then we have Panic in the Park, Goodbye Friend, which is of course when Rabbit would leave. Then we have Breaking the Glacier, which is going to be Cam rematches Wolfric in the battle tournament in Kalos, and then of course we have the Festival Reunion, and then Getting Strong Again, which I cannot remember what episode that was. And then we have Tale of the Glimmer Tangle, which is of course the episode where Chloe's going to catch Ponyta. Then we have When a New Rival Approaches, which is of course is going to be Bede's debut, and then him and Ash are going to have a battle. And then we're going to have a Turn-Away battle versus Nessa, which is Cam's first battle against Nessa. Then we have Time After Time, which is the Go in Tokyo episode. Then we have Trade Ball and Steel, which is the episode where Go gets Heracross. Then we have Solstice Menacing, which is of course the first B fight. But then, this is where the biggest change is. So as you guys know, the build-up to the second B fight wasn't the best, because we had the Peak Show episode, then we have Active Depression, then we had Alola, then we had Fossils, and then we moved to B. But what I did instead is that I had the Frog episode having right after. Then we have the Alola episode. Then we have another episode in Alola with Ash fighting Kiawe. which will help him get motivated back up, ready for the B rematch. Then we'll time up the all the time, which recorded episode where Ash and Go meet. Well, which episode where Ash, naturally the other champion. Then we have a voice to go, which is of course the first Project Mew episode. So yeah, I'm even interested in Project Mew earlier in. Then we got Leave Towards the Dream, which I believe is Go Focus. Then we have Gotta Catch a What, which is the Pikachu one, and then we have Jackson 1 to Ride after that. Then we had the B rematch. So you see, I left like a 2-month gap between the two, which honestly would have been perfect. Then of course, we have a cracking way battle, which of course the Zapdos one. Go still won't catch Zapdos, if anyone's gonna ask. Then we have the battle of old friends and rival. Ash versus Richie. So yeah, Ash will rematch Richie in the Great Ball class, and of course beat him, because obviously the reason I want to do this was because Ash never got his chance to rematch Richie. So I felt like this was the best way. And then I'll say in the next episode, which is Intense Battle, Cynthia versus Caitlyn, which will be the first episode where we see Cynthia's Mega Garchomp doing trials of on a golden scale, which is of course the episode where they go get the golden scale from the Volcarona. Then we have a shocking turn of events, which is the episode where Yampa evolves. Yeah, that's the episode where Yampa evolves. You see, I'm moving Yampa quite early in. Then we battle of best friend Ash with Cam, which will be a battle in the Great class with actually Cam beating Ash. Because here's the thing, the final match in the Masters 8 is like the biggest match for them at least. Then we're crowning the crowd shoe crosser, which is the same one as the eating competition, but then I changed the episode afterwards. Instead of it being Cinderace and Lucario running around, which, as you know, could exceed Doctor, it hasn't happened yet. I've got a battle called Reunited in Unova, Iris versus Older. So yes, I'm gonna have the Iris champion fight happening in Journeys. So Ash can see Iris become the champion. Then after that we have the Dracovish capture. Then after that we got the Darkest Day. Then we got Terms for Mewtwo, which is Final Promise to Mewtwo, which is of course, which you don't know. I don't know if I want to spoil this too much, but yeah, basically all I say is that Cam and Mewtwo are related in some way. People on FedEx's Discord will know what I mean, but anyone else who ain't on FedEx's Discord won't know what I mean. Then of course the battle episode. Then we have Farfetch's development. Then we have Sobble's development with the Inteleon. Then we have training on the eye, which become training to get stronger, so we could take down. So we could take the multiple of the people in the World Championships. And this also be developed down to Mustard. And then with the Rhino Bell Credits, which one is G-Max Gengar. So yeah, I had G-Max Gengar happening earlier, and that's because, well, you'll see in a minute. Looking out for number 2, which is another of the Dark Path, I don't know which time that was for again, but I think it was around that period, I can't remember what it was. But I then turned up to 11, which is the Marnie fight. So yeah, I moved the Marnie fight into the Great Ball class, and this is because that fight to me, and I think to many other people, didn't really feel like an Ultra class fight. So instead I moved that there, which went S, which means just Gengar to get development even earlier. So we ain't gonna be getting thrashed around in this version like he was in the main timeline. Then we have we have 2 other fillers. Then we have Hydro Vortex Little Battle, which is of course Canvas is Nessa round 2. Then we have Searching for Chivalry, which is of course the episode where Ash and Goron train with Rick Storm in Kalos. Then we have Trouble in Cerulean Gym, which this episode this is the episode where Misty's gonna return. So yeah, I've got a Misty return. Then we have a 5 battle to the end. Ash versus Kabu. So yeah, this will be the episode where Ash fights Jiminy the Kabu in the Great Ball class in a very close fight. And then we have Champion Exhibition, which will be Ash defending his title. Yes, so this will be the title. This will be where Ash will defend his title, which of course Carousel is a lot of chapters, so we have to help out too. Then we have Beyond Chivalry aiming to Elite Master, which is of course Surf, which is Evolution. Then we have Cam's Battle to get into the Ultra Class, which is Battling the Elite. Cam's Road to the Top, which in this, Cam's actually going to be fighting Koga, but he's the Elite 4 version of Koga. Yeah, Healing the Healer, which is of course in the Suicune episode. Then I got another one at that time, and then we got on the fun episode around there. Then we were battling in that mission in the tundra, battling the Freezing Raid. So yeah, Freezing Raid of course was the other Kuno one, but I decided to set this one in the Crown Tundra. So yes, we have the Crown Tundra. So yes, I entered the Crown Tundra earlier as well. Then we have the Nightfall Nightmare, and then of course the Midnight's Light, which is of course a two-part, that two-part Diamond and Pearl special in Journeys with Darkrai and Cresselia. Then we have Festival of the Tide, which is called Ash, which is Iris. And then all in the name with a filler, and then when it's How to Not Home, that is the episode where Ash will get Grookey. And then with the after then with the Sweet Tail Battles, which is of course which I believe is the cake making episode in Journeys. Then we have Rival Showdown, Ash vs Bede, which is the first fight in Ultra Class instead of Volcano will be Bede, with called Ash winning. And then we have the Good Bad Lucky, which is Team Rocket episode. Then we have the next battle, which is Cam's Battle, which is Champion Level Battle, Cam versus Wallace. So yes, in this version, Wallace is in the PWC. We have Light on the Way Home, which is Sophocles did one, and then Evolution in Taste. Then we have Ash's Volcano, which by the way, that fight pretty much isn't going to change, because that fight was basically perfect. We have Detective Drizzle, which of course we just said where Drizzle will evolve. I think when the episode further up was the episode where some worlds I can't remember what the name of it was. Then we have Starlight Starfall Flight, which of course is the Cleffa episode. Then we have Showdown, Round 3, Nessa, which of course is Cam's final battle with Nessa, where he's going to finally get the win. Then with the Adventures of Negapopochi, which is called the episode where Ash and Nicole get the Mega Stone. However, as you guys know, they mastered it immediately. So what I did was that instead of having mastered off screen, the next episode is Mega Evolution Training versus Alarm. So yes, I'm bringing Alarm back to train Ash and Lucario, which of course they're gonna fight Mega Child of X, and despite their new bond, they're gonna lose to Alarm. But however, Alarm sees the potential, and then of course we're gonna have. And then after that we actually have the B fights, and Alarm will be watching those as a cameo. Then we have the Gate of Warp in the channel, the Gate of Warps, which is of course the two Diamond Pearl with the Dialga's Palkia. The rest is really interesting. As you guys can see, from episodes 102 to 108. We have Hisui, which you're probably wondering how the hell Hisui is going to work. Well, you see, Ash will not be sent to Hisui, Go will not be sent to Hisui, Chloe will not be sent to Hisui, Cam will be one that's sent to Hisui, which is the reason why earlier in the video I mentioned Cam's Hisui because well, that's where that's where Cam gets to him, and at the end of that arc, that's where Ash gets the Black Augurite, which Cam will give him, which will end up evolving his Cypher into a Cleavor. Then we have the Battle Royale with a trial, which is called Project View. Then we have the Master of Darkness, Ash with his peers. So yes, you see. So I did that. I put Piers in the PWC, and I put him in Ultra Class, and made him Ultra Class fight for Ash. Then we have Meet Up with a Monarch, which is like same as before, and then we have the next level, which is the second part to episode, which is training with Lance, Path to the Strongest, which of course again Cam training with Lance, but also Cam is talking with Lance a lot as well. And then with the 161, which is the episode where Ash will evolve Foraki into a Rillaboom, which I haven't decided where I'm going to put Grookey's evolution yet. Then we have final mission, attain the Reggies, which of course is yes, we're going to have to catch Regieleki. Then we have battling the way to the top, Cameron Hop, and so yeah, this becomes Ultra Cross battle against Hop, and since Hop is Leon's younger brother, it'll make the battle more intense. And then of course the episode after that, an old rivalry spark, Ash vs Paul, which yes, Paul is in the Ultra class. And him and Ash will battle with the same team he used against Ash in the training episode in the original, which by the way was Gyarados relegated to Garchomp. Then we have the Wallace Cup arc. So from episode 117 to 120, that's the Wallace Cup arc, which the first one is called the Wallace Cup, Many Reunions. The next episode, Dawn vs Serena, battle between old and new. Episode 119, the Hoenn Queen versus old rival. Hoenn Queen is May, by the way, if anyone's going to comment who that is. Then we have the finals for Top Beauty, which I don't know how I have winning yet, but one of them is going to be May, then the other one's going to be. Then we have the future. The future is now thanks to strategy, which is of course the episode where Ash trains for Drasna, which of course is the episode that happens right after the Battle of Dragons. Ash is Drasna, so yeah, I'm making changes. I actually put Dragonite out by instead of Surfetch. Then we have Cam's 5 ambitions versus Flint. Originally Cam's battle to get into the Masters 8. Then we have the new radio show Team Rocket Recruiters, of course, the Team Rocket radio show episode, which is one of the best fillers and journeys. Then we have the next episode, which is Greninja and Lucarios, where auras collide. And if you guys are wondering, no, there are no roots in my version. And Greninja can come back with Ash at any time. So yeah, Greninja will come back with Ash this time instead of staying in Kalos, since this time we didn't actually have to stay. Then we have Battle for the Masters 8 versus Raihan, which of course is the Raihan fight. Then we have Moan and Lily, a Snowfield reunion, which of course you know where they find Moan. Then we have the triumphant return of the Yellow Champion. Then there's a right after, assembling the team, Masters 8 awaits. And this is because Ash will be using reserves. Yes, I have reserves. Ash will be using reserves in the rewrite, Masters of the Masters 8. Then after that, yes, I said, for the Masters 8 training, Cam Sparks the strongest, which this is a 2-part battle between Cam and Mustard, which of course was leading to the next episode, which is a Gigantamax finale. Cam versus Mustard, which is of course both the Earth Gigantamax in. Then next episode, opening Master Tournament, which is the same thing, which obviously there's no alarm fight, squeeze it, so there's actually more casual interactions. Then, I should explain, these first 4 fights, so Battle Champions a Universe, Battle Strong Bonds, Ash with Dianthra, a close call battle, Menegoth vs Garchomp, and a Battle for Redemption, Leon vs Lance. They are all warm-ups. Then now the rest of these up to the semi-finals of round robin, where we have 2 groups. Group A is Cam, Ash, Steven and Lance, and Group B is Leon, Cynthia, Iris and Dianthra. So then of course, first episode of that, we're with the first part, which is Cynthia versus Dianthra, which the first part is called Dianthra's Dazzling Showdown. And then the second episode is called Mega Evolution Showdown, Garchomp vs Gardevoir, which of course Cynthia's going to win, and then there's a showdown of best friends, which is of course the battle with Cam vs Ash, which this battle is the only 3-part battle in the first round, where we have the next episode is Cam's overwhelming power, which in this episode Cam's going to overpower Ash, so Ash has to come up with a strategy to beat Cam. And then, after that, the final clash, Friendship vs Power Clash, which is of course going to be G-Max Urshifu versus Pikachu Z-Move with Ash coming out on top. Alright, so now the next episode, after that, is the start of the second round. No, actually not yet, actually. We have the next episode, which is Clash of the Champions, Iris vs Leon. Then the second episode, Iris' secret weapon, which is of course, like I told you, G-Max Lapras. However, that won't be enough, to take down the undefeated champion. Then we have the clash of offense versus defense, which is of course Steven versus Lance. Next to that, Steven's strategy steals the show. And even though that title seems going to win, no, the battle's actually going to be a tie. Then we have a nice filler after that called Fun at Wyndham Stadium, which is going to be a nice filler episode. Episode after, Diantha's dazzling strategies. Episode after that, Leon's overwhelming victory, which is of course the same title that Diantha has, coming up. Then we have the clash of the Kanto trainers, Ash versus Lance. And the episode after that, Ash and Charizard's secret weapon, which is going to be Mega Evolution. I can tell you which Mega it's going to be yet, but yeah, Ash will have Mega Evolution. Then episode after that, Iris' path to Dragon Master versus Cynthia. Then, after that, the Draco Clash. Haxorus versus Garchomp. Which is, of course, a really cool, of course, I want to make that showdown even better than what it originally was. The next episode, offense is the best defense. Cam versus Steven. Clash of the Hoenn Aces. Swampert versus Metagross, which of course Cam's going to win that. Then, episode after that, Iris' Dragon Power versus Diantha. Excadrill's Time to Shine versus Gardevoir, and you can tell that Excadrill is going to take down Gardevoir. Next episode, Ash enters the battle versus Steven. Episode after that, Clash of Steel. Melmetal versus Metagross, which Melmetal is going to Gigantamax. And so after that though, Ash's lost such a victory, which I'm going to say now, that Pokemon is Incineroar. Yeah, I had to be Incineroar the Steven by I'm having him be the ace, because Incineroar has deserved it. Like, he didn't battle all what to evolve, so I feel like this is the best chance to do it. Then we have the next battle of the strongest, Leon versus Cynthia, close range clash, Garchomp versus Charizard. So yeah, I wanted to make this match happen, so I thought, why the hell not make it happen in the last round, because it's been like, at this point, Cynthia and Leon have won both their fights, so no matter what, both of them are through to the next round. And of course, the final massive episodes for the first round, which are Cam vs Lance, the rival showdown, Dynamax battle, Venusaur versus Gyarados. Venusaur has the Gigantamax ability. Then, the final battle, all-out Dragon Clash, Dragonite versus Dragonite. Yes. Cam's and Dragonite, which actually lost to Lance's Dragonite when there's a dragon there. So this is going to be the episode where Cam's Dragonite will finally come out on top, take down Lance's Dragonite to advance Cam, and of course Ash, into the semi-finals. Now, the rest of these, the next four, are very interesting because these are actually going to be loser bracket tournaments. Where you've got Dragon Master versus upcoming Dragon Master, Lance versus Iris, and Iris will win that fight. Then we have Hoenn versus Kalos, Steven versus Diantha, which was Steven will win. So then we have the losers of the losers bracket fight for 7th and 8th place in the World Championships, which is of course Champions fight. Lance with Diantha, and this time Lance is going to overcome Diantha. And then actually, because he won't be any of his dragon types. And then after that we have the clash of offense versus defense. Iris versus Steven. Of course, and then of course Steven will win that to get 5th, and then Iris wins 6th. Then we have another episode with Cam. Cam goes back to Mustard because the episode after that is the battle to become the strongest. Cam versus Leon. Yeah. This is where Cam's PWC one will unfortunately end. And the next episode is called Clash of Power Going All Out, which of course Cam and Leon are going all out. Then the final clash, then the next episode is called The Epic Finale, Urshifu versus Charizard, which unfortunately Leon will win. And then the next episodes are this: Cynthia's all out power. So yeah, Cynthia's gonna overwhelm Ash at first. Next episode, Ash's secret plan with Cynthia. And I bet there's lots of noise we hype for. Fulfilling the dream. Infernape versus Garchomp. Yes, I'll make sure Infernape versus Garchomp 5 actually happens. Then of course, Cameron Ash, Cameron Cynthia with the losers. They have to battle each other in a losers bracket tournament battle, and it's called Cameron's Masters 8 Run Ends versus Cynthia. Which will put Cynthia at third and Cameron fourth. Then is the next episode, which is Ash's final preparations. It's called Ash's final training for Leon. Episode after that, Battle for World Monarch, Ash versus Leon. Episode after that, Ash's Strong Bonds, which I should big up the team for this, is Pikachu, Mega Lucario, G-Max Gengar, Charizard, Greninja, and Sceptile. And then we have Leon's overwhelming power, which is called near the end. In that second last episode of with actually Leon. Leon's actually going to overwhelm Ash as his Pokémon. And then the finale, the last episode is for Ash's Leon. It's the grand finale: Pikachu versus Charizard. And Pikachu's Z-move will take down Leon's Charizard to make Ash the winner. Then we have Planet Party Celebration. Darkness Rises. And so after that, the Battle for Galar. So yes, so this will be an evil Project Mew arc, which I have right at the end of Journeys in the rewrite. Then we have Everyone Assembles versus Legendaries. Then we have episodes like Battles Made for Legends. Episode 186, Encountering Mew. Episode 187, Cam's New Dream. Episode 188, The Journey Ends. So yeah, man, that was a 40 minutes of content for the rewrite, just with the titles and the teams. So yeah, like I said, as you guys can see, there's a lot of work going into this rewrite, and I really hope you're gonna enjoy it when it comes out, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. But anyway, until the next video, I'll see you all again very soon.